I have the privilege to introduce our keynote speaker that'll be coming forward in just a moment. Luis was born and raised in Ecuador. He was blessed with 6 sisters, so he had the choice of either playing with dolls or playing with the Indian boys that were on his father's land. So he chose the boys. And due to that, he had some incidences with a machete or just being a boy. And so the Indian family would take herbs, plants, and wrap them around his wound and seal it with spider web. And so at a very young age, he was exposed to the power of natural health. And so he came to the States after high school and to pursue an engineer career. He was drafted and ended up in Vietnam. And after 6 months, he suffered a back injury. He was sent to Japan for 9 months of recovery. After recovering, he came home back to Ecuador for a visit and met the love of his life, Norma. They have been married for over 50 years. And so his pursuit then back to the States, he worked for the aerospace defense industry for 26 years and then took an early retirement and pursued his love of natural health. In 2007, Luis joined Certified Natural Health Professionals in Trinity. He taught nutrition, body systems, body work, face-tongue nail analysis, and the list goes on and on and on. And so we have been blessed to have him. Norma and Luis have 3 children. They have 4 grandchildren and another one on the way that they will be blessing. And so I'd like to welcome Luis to the stage for the keynote presentation. So, thank you.
Thank you. Before I start, Norma and I went to a different school. We're not Trinity graduates, okay? I didn't know about Trinity. We didn't know this school existed. After I retired, I told my wife I want to go into Chinese medicine. So we were looking into a school in California, really close to Disneyland. And when we started looking at the requirements, it didn't work for us. Norma had to go an extra year and a half of schooling, so we'll finish together. And I didn't want to wait a year and a half for either her to catch up or for me to graduate sooner and then wait for her to graduate. We wanted to do it together. So, things happen in life for a reason, and you don't need to question it a lot of times. They just happen. One day, in the radio, I listened to this program. It was early in the morning, around 5:30, and there was this naturopath that had a school in downtown Los Angeles. And I copied his phone number, and I left it on the night table. And then we started talking maybe a week, 2 weeks later, about, I don't want to be retired. Okay, I need to do something. I go nuts if I stay still. So Norma told me, I have a phone number. I got some information. I don't know where she got it. And lo and behold, both of us had the same phone number. Okay? So we called the school, set up a time to go for a meeting with the director, and the rest is history. We started going to the school on a daily basis. the original program that he used to run was 3 days a week. We went 6 days a week, okay? We didn't want to wait. Something was telling us, go, accelerate the program. So at the beginning, he was kind of, I don't know, nobody has tried it, and I don't know if you guys can do it. So I told him, well, let's try the first semester. If we're not performing, we'll just follow your normal schedule. And we finished in 2 years, basically, the whole program. We used to drive about 2 hours to the school in traffic. I don't know if you guys know Los Angeles, but Los Angeles traffic is terrible, okay? Bumper to bumper. There's a giant parking lot, the freeways. But we looked for ways to go, get on the freeway, get on a surface street, go back to the freeway. So we were able to make it every afternoon to class. We had class from 5 to 10 at night every day because the school was geared more for people that were working. Okay, so it was easy for us to leave home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll get over there at about 4:15. There was a great Korean restaurant in the corner. So we usually will have dinner over there. And then go to class, okay? So we did that for 2 years, basically. And we finished the school, we graduated. We went to get our certification, board certification class. And lo and behold, there was, in the convention floor, there was a booth that says Trinity. I just graduated. I wasn't looking for anything. I just was looking for new suppliers and things so I can start my practice and I can start our business and get going. So I picked up some information. Didn't talk to anybody. They were just passing out information. So picked up information. After the convention, we were home because we came back out of the convention with 2 big bags of goodies. First convention we went, so we didn't want to miss anything. We picked up everything they were given. And my wife's a little bit more structured in those things than I am. I just looked it up, interested, not interested, to one pile, to the other pile. My wife goes and looks at the not interested pile and start moving it to the interested pile, okay? Thanks. She's more meticulous about it. By the way, if somebody's going to the class tomorrow, her element is metal, which are more meticulous people. I'm woody. I'm wood, typical wood. Impatient, okay, let's get going. Come on. So she picked up that pamphlet from Trinity that I put it in the non-interested file and move it over here, so I had to read it. So we both read, and they were offering some seminars in the Los Angeles airport area. So I said, oh, maybe we go to the seminar, which is 2 weeks away, to see what it is. That was the last time I looked at any of the pamphlets from Trinity, because I became an avid attendee at all the seminars they had. And in Los Angeles, that time, we had at least one seminar per month. So we started going to all those seminars, and different type of people will come and give us weekend seminar, and it was over, you know. We didn't sign up for anything, we just signed up for the seminars. And then after 5 seminars, 5 or 6 seminars, we went to the seminar, and at the end of the seminar, they were passing some diplomas. Lo and behold, we were CNHP. All of a sudden, you know, we already had the ND under our belts, but they gave us a certificate for CNHP. And then another one, I don't remember what it was, but anyways, during the classes, we were, no, not we, I was the most vocal person not attending the class. So I called the attention of somebody, and after a while they asked me, "Would you like to teach for Trinity?" Especially in the Spanish division, because there wasn't that many instructors in Spanish. So I said, okay, what do you want me to teach? And they say, well, you choose what subject you want to teach. So I said, okay, nobody's teaching face, tongue, and nail analysis, so I'll teach that. I sat down, wrote the whole pamphlet, and started teaching. And I got hooked into teaching, and that's why you have me over here, okay? Now, originally I was gonna talk about something different, but I'll give you a little thing. You know, the last 2 years, have made a tremendous impact in the psychological makeup of the world's population. The unpredictability of the US election and the appearance of the novel coronavirus plunge our society and the society of the whole world into a panic mode. People are full of fears and uncertainty and misgivings. You know, it's been very, very interesting to observe how ill-prepared we were for something like this. Even today, some people are still unable to cope with all that's going on and still live their lives in fear and anxiety, and have doubts about the future, and they don't know which route to take to go on life. Our society seems to be divided into 2 groups. One that follows blindly to a point the directions of the experts. And on the other hand, you have the group that is called the conspiracy theory believers. Okay? So you have 2 very different polarized groups. And to tell you the truth, not since the Vietnam era I have seen this country divided. Now, let's look at another group. This group has members from both sides of the spectrum. And believe it or not, this group seems to be, to a certain extent, happy and well-balanced. They don't panic. There's no uncertainty. They know where they're going. Now, who are those people? What do they know that the rest of the population doesn't? Do they live in this planet? Let me answer those questions. There are people that found the calm and stillness in the eye of the storm. They went inside their bodies to reach that spiritual self, and instead of feeling fearful, they trust their inner guidance to take them to the place where everything becomes clear and fear and negativity doesn't exist. They can think very clearly without any prejudice and react to events in a calm, analytical way. They have full trust in their spiritual guidance and go about doing things without expecting recognition. Yes, they're terrestrials, people that live in this world with a very advanced sense of spirituality and a very developed knowledge of nature and of the immense capabilities of the human body. They live amongst us doing great things without expecting recognition. The critical thinkers that don't allow false narratives to guide them in their decision-making or their way of life. They know how to think by themselves and how to react to events their own way. They are the few. They are the chosen. They're the naturopaths. So go and get him.